My name is Roy Sam. My birth date is 5/1/1933. I was born in a old village across the river from where Northway is right now. And my dad was Frank Sam, and my mom was Annie Sam. She's from Ketlin, and my dad is from Northway.
My name is Avis. I was born up my father's trapline trail, 1931. My auntie Martha, she was the one that delivered me. And they said it was 50 below when I was born. She had to go out and look for squirrel nests. Squirrel nest has a really nice, soft grass. She said she had to take one down and put it in my blanket to keep me alive. In tent, you have this little Yukon stove, and you have to keep the fire going to keep warm in a tent like that because it was so cold.
My mom, we used to go to muskrat camp, and then we go over to a fish camp. Summertime, whitefish, and my dad would make smokehouse to dry fish. Mom, she would cut them up and dry the fish. We were just little kids then.
My father, he hitched up the dogs and he feed us by trapping and hunting and whatever he can get. Caribou, moose. And I remember they come back to the village to celebrate Christmas with the other villagers. Each family go different ways for trapping. And what they harvest out there, they share it with each other. That's when they have those big feasts to celebrate Christmas together. And muskrat candy, as we call them in English, muskrat food. That's the thing that grow in the lake, and it's a bulb thing, you know, and they're sweet. And my father, he know how to find them. My mother and me, we come behind with empty sled, and we have to dig some out and take it to the village. And that was our contribution to the big feast.
I went to school when I was probably 6 years old, and then I never did. I didn't finish a grade school because we had to go trap line. I went with my brothers, Black Hills, to feed the family.
During the war, 1944 winter, there was a big airport up here. Lots and lots of soldiers and airplane and whatnot. During that time, I noticed that I wasn't feeling good all the time. My mother noticed it. And then I had to go to Skagway. That's where they had the hospital for people like me. It's TB that you need to rest and stay in bed all the time. And then that was the only cure they know, I guess. And then they sent me to Sitka from there. I grew up away from Mom, my dad, and I grew up among strangers.
We were just 18, and then we were playing our games, and then Army guys come in, and they were asking for Avis Sam, and then I was drafted. I went on a bus, went to Fairbanks. From Fairbanks, we went on a train to Anchorage, Fort Richardson, and we took our training. Then I was stationed at, it was Latfield. I had 4 person working for me, maintenance for 640 apartment, and I think I painted everyone. And when I went in the Army, I got the sharpshooter. 55, that's when I got out.
I grew up in the hospital. I didn't go to school at all. They won't let you do anything because it's TB. You need to stay in bed all the time. But I love to read. And I was gone for 10 years or more. After I came back, my mother was gone. She died. I had to live by myself because they were afraid if I get sick again, my family would get it from me. I remember I had a gun. I had a .22, and I learned how to hunt. Every day I got to go out and kill something to eat, the way my dad did. Sometimes I go get a muskrat, I get duck. That's when I learned how to take care of myself, and that's where I learned how to make the bullets count. One time I got a beaver, I didn't know how to skin it.
Me and a friend of mine was walking, and then Avis, she said, "Roy, can you sew some wood up for me?" And I, sure, I'll sew it up. We had no chainsaw, then it was that bow saw. Cut whatever she had there, we cut it all up.
He just got out of the Army. Boy, was he good looking.
In 1956, we got married. 30 years later, I was still sewing wood for her.
The village people didn't want me to marry him. Roy's dad is Frank Sam. I wasn't good enough for his son. Nobody came to my wedding. We had 2 witnesses, my Aunt Maggie and our preacher. His wife make us a dinner.
poor, but we were okay. What I did was cut wood for whole village, probably more than 100 cord wood. $10 a cord, I was selling it. To see a $100 bill, I have to cut 10 cord of wood. I was a toke firefight. I was a pump operator there, and then water truck driver. From Toke, we walk 20 miles. Guess who was on that fire? Chief Andrew Isaac. 20 miles we walk. That's nothing, he said.
It was years after I came back that I went and completed my GED, and then I studied to be a teacher. After I got my diploma from Whitehorse, I came back and I started teaching the Athabascan language and dancing, sing Athabascan songs, stuff like that.
I went to work for FAA. I was a maintenance mechanic. You have to be a carpenter, you gotta be plumber, you gotta be electrician, you gotta be everything too. Had to repair the runway. I had grader, I had front end loader, I got dump truck, I had roller, tar pot. I got my gravel from way up highway. I worked 32 years in 11 months. Before I retired, they turned over the whole FAA station over to me.
Roy's dad is Frank Sam. He was well known, he was well respected, and years later, he walked from village to down here where we live. He came and he said, I want you to forgive me for what I thought about you and what I said about you. And that was a really, really something. It meant a lot.
In 1953, I was drafted. And when I went in the Army, I got the sharpshooter. In 1958, I bought that 30-06 Model 70. It's collectible gun. I named that gun one-shot gun. I think that's all I ever shoot. It's one shot. Now we kill moose with it.
This was Timberwolf, and I tanned that skin myself. I did the beadwork. I do that for making spare money.
Avis, her and I, we had 4 kids and then 18 grandkids.
Today, the young people say they're bored. They are smart. They're they got talents. They can do things they set their mind to. They have a chance right here that I didn't have. Education. And you can be anything you wanted to be.